Right. Morning.
Morning.
And here we are for what is hopefully our last and final lesson, so that we can move forward. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to just go for a drive. We're going to go through all the checks of everything, just to make sure that you're always on point, so you're ready more or less for your test and what's to present on that day. We also kind of want to just develop and just learn a few more road law skills that we can just adapt. So when you're ready, you can adjust yourself and then seatbelt, and then we can slowly take off. Yep. And here we go. At these lights, we're just going to turn left. Left lane, left turn, so that's good. Keep on going straight. We're going to cut through the main street. Now I was double checking. Do you remember when we done parallel parking and there was a gap that you've got to have between the vehicle in front of you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to be at least a metre distance.
A metre distance.
Yeah, that's right. Between you and the other vehicle. So it's less than half a metre from the curb when you park, and then also a metre, just over a metre in front of you. Depending on the length of the vehicle too, because at the end of the day, some people have got longer cars and it's like, not saying that they can be closer, but it makes it harder when you're parking. Obviously this is a smaller car, so it's a lot more compact. We're heading straight through the roundabout as well. Practical?
Yes, I have. I find that I'm doing things without thinking about it too much.
Yep.
Like when it comes to checking my rear view, whilst I'm driving, I'm checking my rear view mirror, side mirrors, head checks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and they're always a good thing to have when you sort of you're doing your head checks as well, especially like on freeways. But when speed starts to come a factor into it, you need to be able to sort of respond a lot quicker.
Yes.
That's why, like in part, I've started asking questions while you're driving too, because your capacity to process has to speed up as well to be able to judge things quickly. And we want to be able to respond as well. Just continuing straight. All the way.
Yeah.
So what's the distance that we're allowed to stop? When it's like with a stop sign.
With the stop sign,
Yeah.
you have to come to a complete stop.
Yeah, within the space of 2 meters. That's
2
okay.
meters. Within a space of
Within 2 meters.
Within 2 meters.
It's funny, we don't have a lot of stop signs around this area. We've got a lot of give way signs,
Yes.
roundabouts.
So give way is not a complete stop.
No, but you do have to obviously
Yes.
slow down and if need be, you've got to stop for that. You've got to
Yes.
stop. But a stop sign, you have to come to a physical stop,
Mhm.
and then you're allowed to proceed forward.
I find at most giveaway signs, if there's a bigger car next to me,
Yeah.
I tend to wait that
Yes.
little bit more because I cannot see if there is a car still making
That's right.
their
You're
way
actually not
around.
allowed to use it as a shield like that.
Yeah.
So if there's a car on your right and they go and you're like, oh, we'll go with them, to be like shielding, you want to make sure that the road is clear because you realistically you don't know what's after that car.
Yes.
Although some of us do when we sort of learn a bit too much to drive, we tend to use that as well. Go left at the roundabout. So we've gone to a school crossing, we've driven in wet weather, we've explained what we do in an emergency situation, like when there's an emergency vehicle, that we don't pull over to the left hand side, but we go in the left lane, leave the right lane clear. Now if there's a police that's pulled over on the side of the road and they've got their flashing lights, do you know what speed we're meant to travel at?
40 kilometres.
That's right. It's relatively new. It's only been around I think for a few years. But that's the rules there. And what's the speed limit we're allowed to go in the school zone?
Sorry, I'm just concentrating
Yeah.
on the cars at the roundabout. Speed zone for a school.
In a school zone, what's the speed limit?
20 to 40.
It's 40.
40
In a school zone.
in a school zone, it's 40 kilometres.
Let's look at the distance
Yes.
of what the school is. Go left at the lights. Actually, no, sorry, we'll go straight.
Straight.
Yeah, we'll go straight. So there's all those things. School zones, obviously, I think we said this very earlier on, and it's a big thing as well. That we've got to know those because we've got to adhere to those things. What's the speed limit in a built-up area with no speed signs?
The speed limit in
Yeah.
a built-up
In a
area,
built-up area,
50
that's
kilometres.
correct. Yes, it's 50. You just default back to
50.
50 if there's no speed limit
Continue
at all.
straight.
That's right. And outside a built-up area, what's the default speed?
60 kilometres.
100.
Oh,
Outside a built-up area.
outside a built-up area. Yep.
Outside a built-up area is 100 kilometres. Just continuing straight. Go on a bit of a different route today. So changing lanes, it's mirror, indicate.
Indicate head check.
And we always do that, always get into the habit of doing your head checks to making sure that there's no one obviously in your blind spot. They'll save a lot of headaches.
Yes.
Even though vehicles these days, some of them are even equipped with little lights to show that if somebody's in your blind spot, you don't want to rely on that. Even with the reverse cameras today, I think they're good, but having doing that, they can cause you to rely on that as well. You want to physically look and you want to physically see that nobody's there.
So the aim is to get into the habit of always doing.
But these days, most cars have reverse cameras. all the way down today.
Straight?
Yep. I think I've shared this before, that you've always maintained good distance between you and the vehicle in front of you.
I think I'm just extra cautious.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good, because you don't know if they've got a suddenly brake, then you're going to have to suddenly react to. Just heading straight all the way down. Even your stoppage, that when you come to a complete stop, even like at an intersection or if there's a traffic area, you still maintain good distance, which is great. What do the broken lines mean?
You can overtake.
Yeah, that's right. A solid line.
Cannot overtake.
That's right. It's good you've always maintained 2 hands on the steering wheel as well. Go left at the next straight, please, as well. These are the little speed humps there that we can manoeuvre. You can actually position yourself so that you can just go. Speed up with the roundabout.
Yes, I just noticed that.
So that's a lot better. That guy came flying out. That's a lot better. That's good. And just after the speed hump, pull over on the left hand side.
Or should I move further?
If you'd like, yeah, it should be a bit better. We can just be under the tree there. So I'm going to sit here for a little bit. Yep, that's fine. Always, when you are in a stationary vehicle and you pull over, you always put it in park, handbrake. You can turn up the engine as well. You can turn up the engine as well. Always that when we pull over, we never just sit there idling with our foot on the brake.
Okay, so always turn
Yeah.
off the car.
Well, sometimes, like obviously, if it's a bit cold, for example, and you just want to pull over, you want to keep the vehicle in park with the handbrake up. You know, but you don't want to sit there just there with your foot. All right, we're just going to take a 2-minute break.
Mhm.